Hello there, everyone. How's everyone doing? All right. I just need to make. I never opened my chat program. Fuck. I am messing everything up today. No. There was an option of doing Dead by Daylight today, because there is a promo that was going on during the time that if you bought Alan Wake 2. No, if you bought Alan Wake 2, you got the remastered for free. And that promotion ended like 2 years ago. I'm trying to find. I think someone sent me the link, and I'm like, do people still get it? Because it's available if you get the physical edition. And so the only thing that says is that if you bought the game between December and January, you got the remake for free. And fun fact, apparently that stopped last year. Despite people saying they bought it this year and it counted. So I was like, oh, I'll just buy Alan Wake 2 plus the DLC. I will go and stream DBD for a day or two till I get the remastered code in, because it can take up to 48 hours, and then just replay the first stream with the remastered. But apparently that's not a thing, and I have a really big problem. When I looked into the sales history of Alan Wake 2, Alan Wake 2 plus all DLCs is $70, 69.99 normal priced. It was on sale for the summer sale, which ended the beginning of August. And it was $28. 70 to 28. I cannot reasonably spend $70 to buy Alan Wake 2 now, knowing full damn well it goes on sale for a third of the price. So, the plan is to play Alan Wake 2 on stream at some point, but not until it goes on sale. So, we're going to continue on with Alan Wake. I already got it all set up. I just need to make sure this is tracking correctly. So, Volt, say something in chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. No. Okay, there it goes. It's not working now. All right, so we'll do a quick summary. And I finally realized why Rose and Saga are what's his face characters in Dead by Daylight. It's because the two DLCs that came out for Alan Wake 2, you literally play as Saga and Rose, which is the reason why there are skins for DBD for them, which I thought was pretty cool. And I'm stopping the whole, oh, wait, is the collection here or there? I found that was annoying. For a first playthrough, I felt like I was caring too much about the collection of it all. So I'm going in completely blind now. If I find the collectibles, I do. If I don't, I don't. If I'm going to 100% the game, I'm going to have to replay it anyway on Nightmare. Ugh. But back to where we were. We are on episode 2. We learned in episode 1. We basically learned that the cabin we were staying with Alice doesn't exist. We learned that there is the Nightmare World, which is kind of like the Silent Hill's Fog World, Nightmare World, and the Fog World in Bright Falls is like the real world, but not the real world. People are monsters. You shine a light on them to break their defenses. The first episode we had got into a car crash, and our wife was not with us. We had to escape through the forest to a lumberyard and back to a gas station, which is where Stuckies were, and we had to defeat him as a boss, and we were able to go through and proceed with the game. From that, we meet up with a cop, and she's like, well, why are you here? You said you're staying in a lake house, but that lake house and that cabin hasn't been here for like 8 years since the volcano erupted. It was destroyed, and now we learned that we got a weird phone call stating that our wife has been kidnapped, and she is at the top of a mountain, and we had to go to the mountain now, on the top of the mountain, to find her. And we just reached there. We met some army dude who is looking for the manuscript pages that we are finding so he can live. Because he read one of them and he didn't like what it said, so he wants to know what happens, because the manuscripts are always correct. So that's where we're at. I'm currently with him going through the mountains, trying to find my wife now, and the kidnapper in quotation marks. We also got a past sequence in which we learned why Alice is afraid of the dark and how Alan is not. And according to what I read, that story, that like 3 lines of dialogue is very important for Alan Wake. And so I'll summarize this as best as I can, is that his mom gave him an object that was just a single button, like a fucking fidget toy. And she says, it's a clicker, honey. When you're afraid of the dark, or when you are afraid and the darkness is around you and you're scared, don't be afraid of the dark. Just click the clicker and everything will be fine. He says the clicker didn't do nothing. Nothing ever changed. But he said it made him feel better because it was something that he did. And apparently, I don't know why, but that's important to the story. Because I was rereading stuff about what happened in episode 1, because it's hard to listen to a narrator while also doing a fight and trying not to fucking die. And you have someone talking about, in the past, this has gone on. As we move forward and we look past, it reminds me of this time at this point with this thing while I'm getting fucking shot at. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to listen to that. So that's where we are. That's the summary if you missed the first stream. And we're going to go continue. I'm currently, I believe it was load game. Yeah. Currently where it is. Apparently, I don't know if I can save. I just wait till it says checkpoint.
No, come back here. I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice. Do you hear me? Come back here.
Okay. So what happened is,
He had Alice.
what happened was, up here we had to stand with the army dude who's trying to get the manuscript pages. And after that, we go down here. We got a gun at some point, and now we're trying to find him.
Wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power, but I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
And and our publisher is currently in a cabin. And the sheriff vet dude died. Why is this more janky than when it was last time? Maybe I'm just not used to it. That is a possibility.
Warn me about these traps. I wouldn't want to get caught in one of them.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry for the cursing, but really, I have to deal with friggin' bear traps now. I play DVD. Don't you know I can't dodge these things? I'm afraid of being out here too long because things can infinitely spawn if you're in the fog too long. But I also don't know where exactly I'm supposed to be going. The fuck? Oh, so it works when I don't aim. Got it. The fuck? Oh my god. That was the game. I moved and I'm like, wait, it sounded like someone was standing there menacingly. And I'm like, oh my god, I was gonna yell at Volt. I thought he did it and I was gonna yell at him like, fucking Volt, this is not the time to be fucking with me. Nope. Oh wait, that's a trap. That's a trap. So wait, what was the other way? I'm on. Oh, so I just went over the river and through the woods for nothing? Got it. I have one battery. I don't like this. Oh, the case. So there's crows. Dude, am I gonna have to run through this again with people chasing me? I really don't like that prospect. Okay, so there's a coffee container down there. I promise to go through the manuscripts more. No, it feels like it's off. Like it's not oh my god, I know what the problem is. I needed to change the character over. That was the problem. Okay, we're good now. Checkpoint reached. You can't get me. All right. So the fog's intensing like this, and I've learned in the past this means that they're just going to keep spawning. Oh, dude. I'm listening so closely. Am I just running in circles? Okay, so there's a manuscript page here. How you... Really? Was that necessary? So they can't get me in the light, but I keep leaving the light. Are they just gonna come back? Hunting rifle. Oh, that's a new one? Pick up the thermos. Back to the light. And we go. I'm assuming I've learned. I don't.
I'd heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here. It was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Alright, so apparently we're going... Oh, wait. So is this optional? What now? We're doing jumping puzzles now? think we need anything else up here. I think it's just that. Because this is a circular area. I will say, I do like one thing about Alan Wake 2. Okay, so there's Goon gone. Okay. One thing I do like about Alan Wake 2, though, there is a map. There's light over here. Mother... I forgot it's shift. Please wait your turn, sir. Thank you. Okay, I heal in the light. Woo. Hunting rifle ammo. I like that. All right, where am I going? I don't know where I'm supposed to be running to. All right. That's where I started. I keep forgetting that I do have a flare I could use. Okay, so wait, am I not? Okay, I have to go that way. All right, I have a direction now, okay? I'm waiting for something to happen. This is a lot. Also, how is the audio levels? I'm still assuming they're good. Ha! Okay, because this game was really loud at the start. All right, we're no longer in fog. So I think it's safe to assume I'm no longer in danger. Because I've learned that when the fog and the little screen effect happens, it means there's enemies nearby. I have... like that. Alright, we're safe for right now. Up the ladder. Now, Alan Wake is 6 episodes long, and this is episode 2. More revolver ammo, nice. Get rid of the darkness goo gone. I only have 1 battery as well, which is not ideal. Wait, so that looks like I'm supposed to go that way? What's up here? Manuscript. More flares. Flares are good because I can use them to temporarily get people off of me. I haven't used most of them because they're rare, but... That many batteries, I might need them. Think of them like quick potions, in a way. Wait, if that's that, I can't go off that way. Am I supposed to go? No, that's where I came from. Aha, I was missing something. All right. I hate to admit that scared me. All right. That's a little jump scary. It's okay. Back in the woods. The darkness wears her face. Be careful of Widowmakers. The darkness wears her face. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming we'll learn it down the line. Are they talking about Alice? Good thing I turned around. I would not have seen. This manuscript page. You know what? Should we take the time to do the manuscript pages? Oh, wow. I missed one. And then here, Wake feels the dark presence. Sarah thinks about Wake. Barry meets Rose. Rose and Rusty. I'm assuming this is like the backdrop.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
I kind of wish that I could just go through the next one that I have.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Wait a second. All the other ones were voiced by Alan. Hold on.
The taken stood before me.
Okay.
It was impossible to focus on it.
Okay, here, hold on. So that was Painkiller's baby 13 years ago. Is that a Max Payne reference?
This was a late goodbye.
Because that's not Alan Wake's voice. And the only thing about the wife, baby, kiss of revenge, all of that makes me think it's fucking forking that. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Maybe she'll answer the Discord call and I can just get like a quick 2-second answer from her. Okay, she comes here. Question. Max Payne. Do you know the plot of Max Payne? Other than the screaming baby. Did he kill his wife with painkillers and he wanted revenge? All right, so yeah, that is straight up Max Payne. Thank you. I don't know off the. Yeah, the.
For Max Payne. Not the voice though, but like everything about Max Payne.
Okay, so the dude who's behind Alan Wake and all that was the original model for Max Payne. Yes, I know because he's talking about the manuscripts and it says it's true what they say, sudden stop, blah 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 blah. I returned to my own private snuff memory of my corpse, alone at my wake. The femme fatale is gone, only a sour taste reminded me of a kiss that killed me. And then the next part of that is it was a late goodbye 13 years after I've gotten my revenge. I finally caught up with me. I've been a long time to bear with the pain. Gruesome slushy, scattered painkillers dripping down to the sewers with a bile of what became of the city. I can see them now, my wife and my baby, saying, honey, I'm home. That just sounds like Max Payne. And it's voiced by not Alan Wake. All right. The dark presence in the diner. Sam Lake.
Intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
In spite of the human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied the human qualities of something decidedly inhuman. Is this the lady who was... Is this referencing the lady at the diner who was in the... Okay, so when we first came here in episode 1, we went to the diner. We were like, oh, Stucky has the key. Stucky's in the bathroom. We go to the bathroom. It's dark. And she's like, oh, yes, I'm his wife. He told me to give this to you. He had to go do something else. I'm sorry. And it was a lady in like a full like veil, full black funeral attire. And when we first had the Nightmare World where we thought something happened with Alice and she drowned in a lake in episode 1, we saw a glimpse of her. Is that this dark presence that they're saying? And the darkness wears her face? Because without the manuscript is kind of describing what's going on currently. Because it's telling us stuff that's happening off camera in the novel that I'm presuming that this is what Alan is writing. Because when we're seeing Alan in briefs and security cameras and we're watching him typing, it's like, I can save her, I can save her, I have to write, I can save her. If I don't write, I can't. The only way we can save her is to write in like a mailed panic. So like, and then we have stuff that's talking about Stucky being drawn into this darkness, to this dark presence, being transported to the world after not giving Alan Wake the key and not continuing that and not doing what the universe needed him to do. That stopping gave light to Stucky going into the dark world that we fought. Well, Stucky is also missing now. So is that what it is? Is that lady the dark presence?
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
This cutscene was the cutscene I ended the last stream on. And we got this before it happened.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there.
These are actually important.
That looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
So she saw a woman in a black dress. Sounds like that dark presence lady. Barry doubts awake sanity. Barry is our publisher, by the way.
He'd gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
And that happened, and he's like, yo, you gotta calm down. You tell people that you're gonna go to the loony bin.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
This was also a cutscene, and he's like, I don't want to die like it said on that thing. On the page, it told me how I'm going to die. I don't want that. Please go turn on the lights. And then he died. Rusty's attacked by the dark presence?
The center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the
This is the page that we already read from the last stream that told him that he was going to get attacked, thrown across, legs going to be broken.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
So Rusty had a thing with Rose from the diner.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Have we seen this agent yet?
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk.
All right, this is talking about the chest.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
All right, so she saw the darkness how we're seeing the darkness now. Wait, here's a chainsaw?
Situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
We haven't heard. Okay. Here. Okay, listen. Look, listen. This is how we can prove that this is going to occur. We are still in the woods. We haven't made it out, and we haven't heard the chainsaw yet. We have not met anyone with a chainsaw or a chainsaw. Linda, listen. Yes, Linda, listen. So, by all means, this means that when we're out of the woods here, we're going to deal with a chainsaw. Hey, Norma. Okay, so that hasn't happened yet. We have not heard the chainsaw.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed. Like the channel had been switched without warning.
And this is talking about how Barry understands what we saw and he doesn't think we're a crackpot. Okay. Rose and Rusty?
Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot.
Rusty's the guy who died in the visitor center.
Taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
So Rose liked Rusty, but she didn't want to be with Rusty. Rusty was waiting for Rose to be like, it's okay, take it off. I love you.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
So what she's saying is that after we left the diner in the first episode with Alice, no one saw. She had no idea where we were going or what happened. Rule of Rose. Oh, that is a game that is funny because it was so scarce and it was so expensive. And then somehow, like 20 years later, someone found a missing shipping container of that game. And then that game became not the rarest PS2 game anymore. I've never seen gameplay of it or had the personal joy of playing it myself. But I believe the people who made Rule of Rose are actually fully, like, bankrupt. Hold on, who made Rule of Rose? Vault's sending me down a list so I can't play more of this. Rule of Rose was made by Punchline. Are they still a thing? Punchline. Okay, hold on. Punchline was a Japanese video game company that was founded by Lovedelic employee Yoshihiro Kimura and had 25. He left to go work with Marvelous and later opened a studio called Onion Games. They made 2 games. 2. So, I mean, if he wants to remake it, he probably could. They made 2 games, so it's not really clear who owns it. But if he was the owner of the company and he's still making games, I believe you could. Now, they said he's working on Rule of Rose, but he has not made a game since 2018. He formed an independent thing called Onion Games. And Onion Games currently have some really small games. Currently, right now, the game they're advertising is Stray Children, which is coming out later this year. The elders, they come to eat the children. All the adults have become monsters, the rumors say. Welcome to Stray Children, a bittersweet fairy tale. And they went on to make a couple other indie games. Are currently on Steam, such as Blackbird, Mon Amour, Dandy Dungeon, Legend of Brave Yamada, and Moon Remix RPG Adventure. So they ended up making a lot of weirder, smaller kind of games. Some did well, some didn't, but much not less to where I would think he would be at, but that's where it is. Sarah thinks about Wake. Sarah, I believe, is the sheriff.
Sarah didn't care about the legal threats Wake's agent had made. She let Wake go without argument. because there was something about him she couldn't quite put her finger on, something that reminded her of her father. She didn't think Wake would hurt his wife. Then she thought about the way he waded into Hartman, that hair-trigger rage flaring up without warning.
Okay.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
Okay, so the logging site was a mess and the office was pushed off a cliff. That happened to us with the site. Then they're saying that that happened in the real world? So does that mean are we killing people? Wait a second, are we actively killing people? Like, are these just shadow people? Like, people's souls that went missing in town and they're trapped in the fog and we're killing them? Alright, here's the dark presence.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the taken.
Alright, so that's just telling us about the darkness. Alright. Let's continue. Emergency supplies. Motherfuck, do you hear it? I heard it. I was not the only one who heard the chainsaw, right? Oh, you're gonna make me start here?
Be aware of Widowmakers.
I jumped off a cliff! You cannot, like, I don't know,
Be aware.
make it so I could have gone, like, after this? Alright, so if I shine it on their head, they take an extra, like, little stun. Is there anywhere for me to heal? Really? Did you just do that to be a fucker? think so. Just saying. Alright, so now I know I can be a little bit quicker with it, that if I do boom on their head, it actually stuns them. I came up here and I heard a little bit of a chainsaw. There's light up there, moonlight. Drop hazard. So that's where we started. That's how long it took us to get here. Campgrounds.
Logging is a hazardous occupation.
Huh! Huh! What's that? Oh, no! Crap! Let me go! Light it up, baby! Get away from me! No! Okay, this is gonna take me a little bit. Oh, thank God I don't have to redo that section. Wait, so this is just like 8 batteries? Alright. Logging is a hazard.
Is a hazardous occupation.
Alright, so he does not like to be close to these. Alright. Why am I feeling that's not going to be the last of them? Campground's that way. Well, what's this way? Can we also talk about how we're no longer getting manuscript pages? And the fact that there's only like one more makes me believe we're almost done with this section. And knowing that we don't get stuff back and being a little bit more lenient with flares. I believe probably this is the end of the chapter. Just based on the manuscript pages. But the pages are telling stuff that's happening to Alan at some point or another.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Alright, apparently we have to go save Barry now.
I still had to reach Barry at the cap, but at least I was out of the woods. I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
Alright, so where do you think they're gonna be? which one is this? Rusty dying. Rusty's
In
final
his last
thoughts.
instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still
Nope,
wanted
it's not
her.
that one. I scrolled over it. Wake hears, dies. Nightingale fires at
The
Wake.
FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Okay, so we're gonna meet an FBI agent who's gonna shoot at us.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story
No!
grows, it starts wanting things of its own.
I froze.
One thing and you set off a chain.
I was afraid. Saga's not in this game. Saga is strictly a Alan Wake 2 character.
Reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
What, you thought I was gonna be that stupid? I could have told you something was gonna pull out of there. Is there gonna be a driving section? Please tell me I'm not gonna have to drive. If so, this game's gonna be a lot. Oh god. Oh no 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 no! This is gonna go to the bad to worst. All right. All right, hold on. No, get Alan. Alan, back in the back in the car. Forward, back. Steering. Where am I going? Apparently not that way. Okay, the driving isn't that bad. Nope. Just staying in the car. I don't know where am I supposed to be going. And that's the honesty of this all. Hold on. The annual deer. Okay, that's the Deer Fest sign. Am I going the right way? Oh, I can't drive through that. Okay. Someone's behind me. Drive, Alan, drive. Elderwood. All right, I don't think I'm supposed to get out here. Car's a little banged up. It's okay. Well, so you're telling me we're going up this way now. Oh, what a convenient way telling me I can't take the car no more.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing. It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Okay.
Horseplay, wake! You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done.
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well,
So wait.
get me.
Also, wait a second. There was a time in which, when he arrived in town to now, it's been a week. And they tell us that he's like, it's been a week. My wife's missing. I don't know where she is. It's been a week. He has no recollection of over what happened the last week. Did he write the manuscript and he wrote most of the book in that week? Am I going to regret using those flare guns?
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Holy. The darkness controls the Taken. Cool. I didn't want supplies anyway.
Al! Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Flare gun? Okay.
Al, make them go away, please! Goddamn horrible situation is that I'm not a worse for birds.
What is this? Artist week? like these birds.
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
Holy heck. I did not like that.
I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
All right.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in
That
less
doesn't
than an
sound like
hour.
Rose.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the
Oh Dear Diner.
Good girl.
Oh, so that is the dark presence. Well, we know Rose is fine. She's in the second game. And just saying Volt liking Rose because she lives, and that likes her even more because she lives in a trailer park. Yeah, last time the song played at the end of the episode, if I didn't talk over it enough time, it got copyrighted. So let's not.
On Alan Wake. Alice has been kidnapped.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head.
The ransom is a manuscript I supposedly wrote that's coming true before my eyes.
It happened just the way it was on that page. So dark.
I have found only a few scattered pages.
I want the entire manuscript.
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Good girl.
Episode 3,
How the hell did she
Ransom.
get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's gonna shoot at us.
To see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks?
Okay. I thought I would go back to the main menu. I really have to pee. I've been drinking a lot. I'll be right back. All right, thank you for waiting. I'm back. I had to be a lot. All right. So episode 3, there's 6 episodes, 2 DLC episodes, and then Alan's American Nightmare is it is a DLC, but it's a weird DLC. I heard that if you really like the combat here, play it. If not, look up a lore video.
Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and
Windshield clean.
most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much
Thomas Zane.
so that the place came to be called Divers.
Wait, no. In Alan's one of his pasts, there was like 8 books from Thomas Zane.
But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
I'm assuming it's over here.
It gets better. A local
All
girl,
right.
Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff like that.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Bag lady. Is that the dark presence? The woman I think who is the dark presence?
Well, mister, this
Where's
here's
Marigold?
Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
So the manuscripts tell us the future. Apparently, I wrote the manuscripts at some point. We know that there's a writer who lived at Cauldron Lake in the 70s, and he went down. His lover then went down with her, and all of the articles about all the creepy stuff happened is written by one lady who is the creepy lady that I believe we've been seeing.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake.
I love how you see that like little
So
shimmer.
glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes. Please come
Where did
in.
he go? Where did Randolph go to?
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What?
Is this so this way he would wake up in the darkness here?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
So that's Zane.
Come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
The fuck? So they want him to write his book.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right.
Okay.
If this is me, I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
So the woman in the dress is Barbara Jagger, who is... I had to recount this for myself, I'm sorry. Who is married to Thomas... Who was with Thomas Jagger? And he had a lover who died. And it... Was it her? I think it was her? And then there was a writer, Cynthia Weaver, who wrote about all of this. Now, he's seeing her to write his manuscript and changing the manuscript to be more darker, more horror, and more about the darkness. Okay. Recap done.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner. What can I get you today? Coffee?
I couldn't work up much hate for Rose. Something had used her to get to me and left its mark.
First refill is free. Milk and sugar.
Return to sender.
Would you like to hear today's specials? Thank you. A nice
I
day.
can't help her.
Come back soon.
Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
Right. I deserve more money.
So we were passed out for a whole day. Does that mean we wrote more?
My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
So Randolph was the guy who walked here. He's like, he's worried about Rose.
Into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Okay.
Hi, it's Walt Snyder. What's on your mind, Walt? Well, I am the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just... Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt. I had a, argument with Danny. You know Danny, and, then I get in trouble with the law.
Why is this important?
I heard something like that, Walt. just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. You know, something's gonna happen. You know, I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
Okay. Alright, I don't get copyrighted again. Car's down there with Randolph. But there is a thermos here. You think they would have better lighting for people so afraid of the dark and know that the dark's a thing?
God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Blaine!
He's gonna shoot and I run to the forest of darkness. Just like the manuscript said I would. Through a hole in the fence.
What are you? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
And the manuscript comes true.
But there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Give it up, Mr. Wake. Come on.
So I think now I have to avoid the light. But by avoiding the light, am I just going to plunge into the monsters? These are questions I don't really want answered right now. Shit, you had to shoot me? I don't do good with stealth segments. Don't you know this? There's a manuscript down there. All right, let's go.
He's gone. Come on, guys. We need to head him off.
What does this one say?
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
So basically, it said it didn't bother people until I came to town. When Alan came to town, it sensed the writer and sensed, I can fuck with this. All right. Oh, this means there's enemies nearby. And I got nothing. And there's the darkness attacking.
Come in, Agent Nightingale. This is Sheriff Breaker. Over.
Nightingale, over.
What on earth is going on? My deputy
I have to get all manuscripts now. What's this one say? Okay, this is about Rose.
How the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. Pretty girl, she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Okay. So she's mad at the officer for shooting at us. Escape the police? I have no way to defend myself, though. So those are flares. Darkness is happening. But the darkness wants me to stay, so I don't think they're gonna let me get caught. Get away. So so the darkness did attack the cops. They're after me.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
So they're saying he's like, my men are out there dead, and they're gone. You think Alan did it? And he's like, no, Alan's not capable of that. And like, all right. Oh, there's a chopper now. So the darkness is hurting the people trying to get me, but at the same time, the darkness is trying to kill me.
You on the ground. Hold it right there. There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Crow's attacked. Is that the crash that we heard earlier? There's a radio beacon. That's the gas station we started at. There's a fire there. Alright, and we got a radio.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, come in. Over.
Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why, they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing? Come on! Sit down and give me that.
James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose here. Wheeler's drunk or hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that Fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, if you know what I mean. Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over.
Okay.
Well, whatever. Anyway, Rose is just being plain weird here. You better get Doc in to take a look at both. Over. Gotcha. You better get them here quickly. The Fed's gonna want to interview Wheeler. Over. Oh yeah, I'll bet it does. Looks like they have a lot in common. Mulligan out.
Okay, so the police have both Rose and that.
I could see the lights at the radio station in the distance.
I think that's where we're supposed to go. Radio station with Pat. And there's lights down there. All right. I think that's where we're going. If I had to say one way or another. All right. I just wish I had something to defend myself because this never goes well.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Oh boy, this is not gonna go well.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
All right. Give me coffee. I'm gonna start the generator. All right, that's done. Which means we can now get through this way. I could go without a non-combat section, I will say. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I can hope, right? But they're not gonna give me a full chase sequence. I was too hopeful. I was way too hopeful.
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
So I could throw a flashbang. All right. It's okay, this doesn't scare me. I have no gun. People are still coming after me. I can't dodge for the life of me. But hey, I got 6 flashbangs. Alright. They can't get me. I'm in here. I ran.
And here's another call. You're on
Let's listen to Pat.
FM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know, but there's a bunch of police cars there, lots of sirens, a helicopter buzzing around, and I think I heard some gunshots.
Gunshots?
Yes, sir, like from a pistol. So can you find out what's going on? Because it's just next door and they're popping off guns there.
They're still shooting?
No, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. It sounds serious, Pat. I'm telling you, it don't sound like no party.
Well, I'm certainly going to give the station a call, Milt.
Okay.
You'll hear it here as soon as I hear from them.
Okay, thanks.
I like how even Pat's like, wait, there's gunshots? What do you mean? Manuscript. I really can't do anything with him because I only have so many flashbangs. I don't want to waste them on one person. Wait, is that the trick? There's lights up here. If I have this one dude chasing me, does this not spawn more people? Did I just find a cheat code? If so, that is pretty awesome. All right. Done with you.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Oh, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
All right, we made it here.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in. Folks, I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Sure.
Come on in, Mr. Wake.
Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me. Don't hurt her.
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
What's his problem? Is he under control? Is that the problem? Is the dark presence controlling him?
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine.
All right, Nightingale at the radio station.
Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free, marched out. His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
All right.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
And that is what made him go to sleep. Yeah, we still got a pretty long wait for episode 3.
I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Layers and flashbangs, alright. At what point do I get a gun? Oh, I had to say something now, right? I had to say something about a gun, right? have a feeling I want to keep some of those.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
The darkness controls the Taken. Alright, so the flashbangs just reveals them, doesn't kill them. Alright, well, enjoy. So these are timed. And they don't heal me. Alright. That's a manuscript. Alright, let's go get the manuscript. I used way too much power there. So one of the tips I heard that if Alan starts getting tired, if you jump a couple times, it refreshes his stamina. Wait, oh god, a bulldozer, okay.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Alright. So we're gonna get attacked by a bulldozer, either this section or next. I think I hear people, but I don't see them. Another manuscript. All right, let's listen to this. Sarah Distress Nightingale.
Her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Almost as if he has something to hide. All right. Oh, there's still a long way to go.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow. but she had called me.
Oh, there's a treasure up here and a new one. Wake attacked by a possessed
The
object.
wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
So now I'm getting attacked by inanimate objects, really? Alright. Maximum revolver ammo. Batteries and flares. Nice. Can't fool me. God, okay, I will say combat does feel a little bit good when you get somewhat of a hang of it.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
I hear it. I feel like these never end well.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
So is this about inanimate objects attacking me? Ow! Okay, that was very control.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
Is he talking about locking, like, Nightingale out while he's locked in a lodge?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Why do I have a feeling I can shoot these barrels and they're flammable? Do I try? Okay, that is going to be useful. Why is there 30 of them? That's why. Was I not supposed to get them all in one? Alright, I can't go up there. Shit. Dodge. I mean, I was trying to use a flare. In the light, you can hurt them. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're on episode 3. I'm pretty sure we got down in the light, we can hurt them. Oh, TV time.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion.
Ooh, what's a family occasion?
Alvin Durlith's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Durlith, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Durlith.
Well, I guess that's the least what would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
Is he creepy?
What did you add?
Oh, Mr. Durlith, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. His body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Durlith learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
What the fork did I just watch? Okay. That was a thing.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Okay, so this is the future again. Because that hasn't happened yet. Here's the bulldozer, manned by no one. Is that thing done attacking me now? Thank you. I'm out of flashbangs now. It just despawns. Alright. Let's wait to do this. They're giving me a lot of resources. Was I not supposed to keep and hang on to like 40 flashbangs? I have 15 flares now. Alright. Coffee. Let's get some coffee. 378. Is that gonna be important? It's a car. Apparently that's where we're supposed to go.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
I'm assuming coal mine's the second part of episode 3.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
That's what you say. But I've seen your version of close, Mr. Wake. Your close is like a 20-minute run through the woods.
I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
All right, mine's that way. Let's go this way. Let's go. How far do you think they're going to let us go down here? And isn't this the way I came? I came from this direction.
Even during daytime, I was being stalked. The bridge must have collapsed only moments after I'd crossed it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's how you're going to explain the level design. You know, I love when games do that they explain, oh, the darkness, when I went over it, it just was enough. After that, it just broke. That's why I can't go back the way I came. I'm stuck up here. I enjoy that very much. Run, run, Rudolph, do. Running away as fast as we can, jumping. And we're running and jumping. We're running and jumping. You know, Alan Wake is a lot less scary when it's not dark out. Sunrise, yeah, I can run. I can just vibe. There's nothing scary. It's also know that as long as you run and jump, you have like infinite stamina. Was I supposed to take the car down here? Because this seems awful far to walk. Okay, see, now my toxic trait is let's go back and see if we're supposed to take the car down here, because that might be useful for later. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to spend the next 5 minutes walking back up there to walk all the way back down. Checkpoint reached. Oh, okay. Nope, we probably could have taken the car. Dude, this is a slippery fucking car. Holy hell. Watch, one little turn. Is that car drivable? Because if it is, I'm taking that one. Ooh, radio?
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
Okay, so let me easily go for that special person if you're listening. He outright said, Mr. Wake. All right, so this just takes me up here regardless. Oh, thank God. Please tell me you drive better. Yes, you actually have some fucking weight to it. That bridge is out. Turn around. Whoosh. Over the bridge. No. Truckers use lower gear. I have a feeling I'm going to have to run all the way back. Why is there like 30 cars? Is this the, we're sorry? Okay, that is the car from the opening that I don't know if I want to get into. No, the radio.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever, and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Aww. Is this somewhat touching, though? Look, I'm gonna be fairly honest. I'm scared of this fucking coal mine. I don't like the idea of being trapped underground with the darkness. Too much can go wrong. I gotta check out every building. We don't know where we're gonna get a new manuscript, right? And obviously they're letting me in here, so... Walk up the stairs, Mr. Wake. I was gonna be I was gonna be very upset if I didn't get one.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Wait, Mott is the radio host. He wanted Alice from... Oh, for fuck's... Okay. Okay. Alright, we just have to come back up here, listen to another radio station. Hey, there's a lot of fall damage. Alright, I'm safe up here. I'm gonna play this and go get a drink.
FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Oh, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Hey, Glor. Sorry about that. I was getting a drink while I let something play. Game's not bad. You also can't fault it on graphics for it being a 14-year-old game. So you kind of have to take that into an account. In the car, Mr. Wake. Plus, you kind of need context of this for Alan Wake 2, which I'm planning on getting soon. Okay, you didn't drive that much like an ass when I first had you. All right, now I gotta go all the way up here. Don't fall this time. And we'll be good. If you like supernatural stories, it's an actual really cool one. I'm enjoying it. Wake up the stairs. Thank you. And let's not jump to our death. Like I initially did. We jumped and we jump so we don't run out of stamina. I kind of messed up the car. Visitor parking this way.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
All right, this going into the coal mines and dealing with people during the middle of darkness, that is okay, right? There's no problems with it. The main enemy is the darkness, so we're going to meet him in a forking coal mine. While there were some early residents in the area, the true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the foundation of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Although the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes, among others, worked the mines. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century, when the seams were rich but hard to get at, and the volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. In 1970, the volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now the remaining buildings protected by historical landmarks. All right, let's see what the future holds.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Okay, so Mott is not the museum, not the guy I was thinking of. All right, no one's there, so we continue on the designated path. You ready for your 480p cutscenes?
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
You waited until darkness.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak. maybe closer than ever before.
Shotgun ammo. I'm pretty maxed out on everything. Except flashbangs. I would like more flashbangs. Those are nice. Okay, they're giving me full ammo. This is not gonna go well. Can you not? Thank you. No. Whoever thought it was okay to possess inanimate objects? I would like to know who thought that was a good idea. Can't go back now. All right. Let's keep it going. How you doing today, Glor? All right. I'm over those inanimate objects.
What the hell?
Is that a forking tornado again? I'm gonna have to run away from it.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Thank you. Please wait. Thank you. Anyone else? I like the flare gun. Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn this off. Which means I have to deal with them. Okay. I dodge. I don't know why they thought inanimate objects was a good fucking idea. Excuse me? Can't hurt me now, you motherfuckers! Yeah. Me and my one fucking bullet. You know what? Please stop with the spinning. Thank you. Some fucking ammo. Trust no one in the dark. Pretty good, solid advice. Okay. Pick up more coffee, which is just follow. Is there anywhere else for me to go? All right. Thomas Zane in love with Barbara Jagger.
Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger. It happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
So is that what she is? She became this, like, different being, and she latched onto Alan because he's a writer and she wanted to be a muse like she did with Zane? That's the only thing I could think of.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was...
Thank you for that. Totally did not jump.
And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
All right. So we're getting somewhere, but there is a lot of pages I'm missing. All right, so there's a temporary light there. I'm assuming this opens the gate. Yep.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
Oh. I was gonna be so happy I get the car. Alright, I don't see anything over there. Is that black tar? Oh, the black tar is back. I don't like the black tar. I don't know if I get anything for Really? I'm liking the flashbangs. No, but this is making me want to play Alan Wake and DBD. All right, let's come up here. Do I have to go into the... Oh. No, Alan, no! Fuck. At least it started me here. All right. Can I be thankful of that? It's like, oh, yes, you're going to have to do a jumping puzzle. Oh, there's a yellow thing there. Okay, we want to go into the mine. Why is this so hard? Don't give me jumping puzzles in a non-jumping, not platforming game. Is that too much to ask for? This way? Is this their way of saying we're sorry that we made you think you had to go into... Also, I like how they're immune to flashbangs because they're wearing a welder's helmet. That's a nice touch. I forgot I had a shotgun. They're giving me a lot of beefness. Wake and Barry in the cell.
Through the bars of the jail cell, Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Oh. Okay. So is that why he's so bent on killing, Alan? Is because he has a manuscript telling him that he's gonna kill him?
All the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Upgraded shotgun? Should I be afraid? Alright, so this one's lower but does AoE. Alright. I can live with that. I love how I'm just like, drop it and run. I saw her back here. Motherfucker. I am gonna keep with this shotgun.
No real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
I don't know which way is the right way. That's right. Stun him. Shit. Excuse me. I don't like you guys coming after me while I'm trying to distort where the fuck I am. Alright, we handled that a lot better than we did last time. The darkness is getting mad. We're here.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Not the one I wanted. Alright. Alright, so now apparently there's a graveyard keeper we have to be careful about. Oh, shit. Thank you! I'm a little on edge with this game, I will admit.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
No, not the car. Why the car? A new manuscript page. Wake and Casey.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight. Something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Okay, so that's who Casey is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're almost done with this episode. I don't trust being on here. Gray Peak Gorge. Originally founded in 1928, the Gray Peak Gorge mining town was one of the permanent settlements in Bright Falls Mining Company, built for its workers. The nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years were buried there, a grim reminder to be careful of those who remained. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in the 1970s. Okay. And some batteries. This is supposed to be lighthearted, I would like to remind people. I panicked, okay? Told you, I'm not happy when they start throwing actual objects at me. makes me feel like I'm in control. No. Thank you for letting me start here. If I throw a flat... Encounter a steam engine. I got 2 achievements for that. Encounter a steam engine. 30% of people who started Alan Wake did not get to this part. They're here. Inanimate objects shouldn't move on their own accord. Put a stop to this up front. Oh, let's say 20 times. Holy hell. I'm sorry. I don't like things moving. Okay. I encountered a steam engine and all I got was a coffee thermos. Okay, we got keys. I wonder if you can, run away from them. Something's telling me this is the end, but I haven't had, a really big boss or nothing. Oh, yeah, they're not gonna say this is the end and give me fucking flare gun batteries.
Outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Oh, almost as if this is an actual thing and that the lake told him to do. Oh. Alright, I have to... If I have to do a boss fight, I want the hunting rifle. It does just a little bit extra. Still doesn't like me. What do I feel like I'm in Resident Evil 4 with this? This isn't gonna end well. Oh, there's treasure this way.
Text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Oh, yeah, that is not concerning. That I still have all of this. Okay.
Birds.
Which one's coming after me, motherfuckers? I'm not dealing with birds and that. Like I said, I don't like the birds. I'm starting to think that there's a lot of this game I don't like. And yeah, I'm playing it. Oh. Well, I said I didn't want to go into the mine. This is the one thing I didn't want. Okay. We're here now. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I'm kind of
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
I'm kind of operating on the hold left territory.
Alice?
Alice?
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Did I kill my wife?
The
Hunters?
Big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Okay. No. Alan, what the fuck? No! No! Imagine if they extend us through this whole entire mine and we don't get into a single fight. Instead, it is all just the anticipation of a fucking fight. Something's gonna happen.
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought. Just let me get through this.
So wait, is the town affected by whoever's writing it and therefore is affected by Alan's story? And this dude who's not from here is like, yo, this dude, like, is Nightingale actually the only sane person during this? Yeah, I should have known. Well, we now have a way to go. All right, we might have to escape this tomorrow. What's this way? Nothing, just light. All right.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on.
All right, we got to a save point. All right, so we're going to call it here. We'll finish episode 3 tomorrow. And most likely we'll finish episode 4 tomorrow as well. Leaving us Wednesday and Thursday to do 5 and 6. So hopefully we'll finish it this week. Because other people said, oh, it's only going to take you like 6 hours to do. And that's already false. But anywho, I'm going to head on out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I know a lot of people are here for Dead by Daylight, and I appreciate those who came here to watch me play something different. I greatly do appreciate it. I enjoy Alan Wake a lot, and I enjoy survival horror. And this is just the tipping point of what we're going to be playing for the next 2 months, because it's what we do for Halloween. But I'm going to head on out. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, have a good one, and look forward to the shop update as well. Till then, goodbye.